So I finally found somebody who is more excited about Halloween than me. PB here, who is all dressed up as a fabulous mermaid for Halloween. If you've got some pets at home, if you're like me, like to dress them up for all these holidays, this is a perfect time of year to do it. So joining us this morning, you've got Rebecca with the SPCA. We've got Allison Albert with Pet Crew, talking about the best kind of costumes to kind of outfit your pet. So first of all, Rebecca, some pets don't really do very well with costumes, right?
They don't. And you know, PB is the exception to the rule here. She does not seem to mind having this costume on. She's excited about it. But you want to look for the dog's body language to make sure that they're okay with having a costume. So PB has a wagging tail. If the tail's tucked between the legs, that means they're not really a fan of the costume. If they're trembling, if they're panting, PB's panting just because she's super excited for treats and to be here, all these new people right now. But you know, you'll know if your dog's not enjoying the costume, and you really want them to have a good time at the end of the day. You don't want to make putting a costume on them a chore for them. You want to make it something exciting.
And Allison, talk about the kind of costume that you guys have at Pet Crew and some of the things that you need to make sure that you have appropriately on that costume to make sure your pet is comfortable.
So going off of what Rebecca said, we find that harness fit, kind of like this mermaid costume, is most comfortable for dogs because they're used to wearing a harness and it doesn't bother them. But we don't encourage you, if you do see those signs, to dress your pet up. We also, we just got the Sesame Street license, so we have Cookie Monster, Oscar the Grouch, Elmo costumes, and those are front paw walking costumes like this. Really cool, but that's only if your dog can handle being dressed up. You always want to make sure that your pup is safe and that there aren't any small parts that they can break off and then chew. You want to always watch them when you're dressing them up and make sure that it's just for the right amount of time, and they'll let you know.
Now, what about any just hats? Because sometimes, you know, some animals do better with just like the headwear versus the whole rigmarole.
Yes, so actually Pet Crew's the OG of the lion mane costume, which is just a little hat drawstring around your face, around the pup's face, and we sell a lot of those. Those are really popular because not everybody wants that bodysuit.
Right.
So you can just put a little hat on your pet and take them out for a little stroll.
And real quickly, Rebecca, talk about just some safety things that people need to remember, especially for Halloween, incorporating pets with kids and candy, because my dogs sometimes like to get into the candy, unfortunately.
So, you know, whether you're taking your pet trick-or-treating with you, dressing them up, or if you're just staying home passing out candy, once again, you want to make it an enjoyable activity for them. So if you're going to have kids ringing your doorbell, maybe consider going out on the porch, just so your dog isn't constantly hearing the knocking or the doorbell. That way, you know, they're not getting all riled up every 2 minutes when another trick-or-treater pops up. Another thing, make sure they're okay with kids. Some dogs aren't great around kids. My dog personally is not a kid dog. So you kind of want to gauge that and make sure that if they aren't good around kids, maybe keep them inside, inside their kennel, give them some kind of enrichment to do while they're inside that kennel while you go out trick-or-treating or whatever it is. Also, Halloween candy. You know, chocolate's a big no-no for dogs. It does make them sick. You don't want to come home to a huge mess after you have gone trick-or-treating. Yeah, you don't. And you don't want to come home on November 1st.
You don't want them to be sick either.
You don't. You really don't. And, you know, it's just, dogs aren't great with candy. It's really not great nutritionally for them. So just go ahead, pass on the candy. Maybe give them a milk bone treat or bring them to the pet store to go trick-or-treating that day. You know, whatever it is you do, you can still make Halloween special without giving them candy.
And PB here is up for adoption if you needed a pet to get dressed up with this Halloween.
She is. She's about a year old. She is a retriever mix. We're not sure what exactly she's mixed with. You know, she likes being in costume, so if you're looking for a Halloween buddy, I'd say PB's it. She is full of energy. She has all that puppy energy in her still. She loves to give kisses, and she'd be great as a family dog, I think.
Well, if you need more information about PB or any of the other adoptables at the SPCA, as always, you can visit the website right there. Call the phone number on your screen. Ladies, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Randy. Hi, PB.